but I don't know where
I
he
won't
is. So.
look at my calendar while we're live.
No, you can because I can't see it. It's not like I can see it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Tony just showed up though. Hey, we are live, Tony.
Oh wow, really? I just met
Hello.
Angela. How you doing? Andrea, how are you doing, ma'am?
I'm all right. How are you?
Do you guys know each other? I don't remember.
Yeah, we do.
Look at him.
Remember I called him girl once?
Controversy.
Yeah, I still owe her for that. Trust me, I still owe her for that.
I call everybody. It's like, dude. It's
Wait. Let me say, first of all, welcome to everyone to All About the Joy. I got to start there. Hey, Rick, how you doing? What's up? Why are you late? You didn't tell me you're going to be late?
I lost track of time completely.
Really? Well, we're going to put that on your time card that you lost some time. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
How you doing, Tony? What's up?
Oh, a lot.
You're always in this negative space.
No, I'm not. Is this better for you?
Is that what Cynthia sent you? I mean, brought to your house in a care package?
Is this better for you? I just turned the volume up. Is it better for you?
Wait, let me make the screen bigger.
What
am I looking at?
I'm confused, Tony. Tony got a new mic. Is that the mic?
Mic check 1, 2.
Yeah, you're fine.
Does it work better? My question. Okay, thank you.
Yes, hi, Melanie. Is that the mic that Cynthia brought to your house?
She did not bring it to my house. Keep trying.
Hi, Andrea.
Hi, how are you?
Andrea and I were about to have a personal conversation. Then y'all showed up. I was like, fuck them. We're going to go live because none of them are
here. We were scheduling. June 1st, Carmen. Just saying.
No, not wait, you said, I thought we said July.
I'm going to override that and say June 1st.
So just so everyone knows, this is my best friend and I haven't seen her in a long time. And so because she's so busy, we have to schedule time to hang out. And so I demanded it now because it's been how long?
I literally don't know.
It's been months. And here's the thing. It's not like she lives where Tony lives or where Rick Costa lives. She lives, 30 minutes from me?
Well, like 45 on the best day. But yes.
Andrea, the point is you don't live in another state and we have to schedule time to see each other. That's very bad. You know what I mean?
That is correct.
But I will take it. I was giving you till July. I was saying July, we can hook that shit up. You know what I mean? So I'm going to start with asking Mr. Rick Costa, what was the best thing that happened this week to you that gave you the most joy? I already know, but go ahead, share, baby.
My son did his final college graduation. He's officially Dr. David Costa of physical therapy.
Wow. Oh my God.
I didn't even know you had kids, much less a doctor in the house. That's crazy.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he has, how old is your son now? 20, how old is he?
25.
25. And he is now a doctor. And so I said to you, congratulations to you, because parents always act like it was void of them somehow. But that is just amazing. And congratulations. And I'm so happy for you. And I'm sorry, I know you sent me the picture. And you know my Instagram thing now is like all my social media goes on kind of hold now when I'm at work. So, but I did respond, right? Eventually, didn't I? Yeah. It was a day later or something, but congratulations. And that was a beautiful picture. Yeah, that's a beautiful picture. Oh my God. Yay. That's amazing. Tony, how about you? What happened to you this week that was joyful and awesome and great? Make this shit up even if you don't have it. Oh my God, esa cara, that face.
This week, nothing major, nothing special, honestly. Honestly, nothing major, nothing special. I had to be honest with you.
Anything small that gave you joy? How about being on the show, seeing my face? Does that bring you joy?
Your ponytail, yes.
My ponytail. Okay, can I tell you I'm ready to cut my hair? Like I'm ready to shave my hair. What do you guys think?
Cut your hair. Do not cut your hair.
Andrea's like, look at Andrea. I heard Andrea's gonna be like, absolutely not.
Do not cut your hair.
We'll have that conversation later.
I really am at the point where I am done. I'm getting too much gray hair and I'm tired of dyeing it. And I'm like, if I just just did like a really short haircut, it would just be different. It would be funny and look at her.
I'd be like, Wakanda forever. You Dora Milaje.
I'm just saying. Would you think differently if I cut my hair?
No.
Of you? No.
The real reason, and this is a good question because a lot of women do cut their hair after a certain time. Why do women cut their hair? You want it to grow.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
You're just tired of the bullshit, Tony. Yeah. That's what it's like. You're just done.
I have gray hair, just so everyone knows.
I've understood where.
Wait, Tony, let me tell you. I have gray hair. It's always like, it's like is it Elvira? Whatever. Like I have gray hair that goes like this. For some, it doesn't come here, but it's like here. And I have to dye it like every 3 weeks
Wow.
because it just looks so bad. Well, I mean, I'm older. What do you want me to do? But I hate that. I would rather
Let it grow out.
I tried to let it go all gray, but I don't have enough gray for it to be gray yet. Right? And Jay, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, can we just dye it all gray? But then they're like, but then you're going to have the opposite problem, which is you'll have the dark hair growing in, you know what I mean, with all the gray. So
I will tell you honestly, let it be, let it go natural. Some people find it attractive to show that you're carrying your age well, even when you do have grace.
I'm going to let
This is the
Andrea
truth.
answer that question. Go ahead, Andrea. Knock it out.
I'm going
Go
to
ahead,
say
Andrea.
it's less about what people find attractive and what Carmen feels comfortable with. So if she feels like, you know, the Bride of Frankenstein with the two things,
Thank you.
that's a problem.
I don't even need to be here. I'm just going to let Andrea do the show. Thank you, baby. Go ahead.
This is fantastic. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it doesn't look good to have miscolored hair. So, but I was also thinking, I'm ready for a change.
If you're ready for a change, I understand that fully. I've also understood that in the summertime, it gets hot. And women cut their hair because of that as well.
Well,
I've
here's the
heard
thing.
that.
I don't wear wigs, right? So a lot of Black women, people of color wear a lot of wigs, which would be in my kind of best interest if I ever was that person.
Mhm.
But a part of me was like, that might be actually fun to cut it so short and then go different wigs every once in a while. You know what I mean? Just to have kind of a fun, flavorful, just throw that on. And look at it. Tony's like, no, I can feel Tony's like,
No, I listen to your perspective. I listen to a lot of women's perspective when they say they would do different hairstyles. So that's how I learned. So go ahead, please.
I'm just, no, it's okay. You're being very nice. Rick, what do you think? I should cut my hair, huh?
You can do whatever you want to do. It's all about how does it make you feel better? Does
That
it
was
make you
very
feel
nice.
good?
That was very nice.
So good.
You know,
Give him
just if you do the wig thing and you do a lot of styles, don't let the white people be like, "Oh, can I touch it?"
No, they do that now, anyways. That's not about it. That's the whole problem.
No, we don't do that.
So I honestly, just to be straight up, I did not think Andrea was going to make it because we talked. She was going to be traveling. You just got back yesterday, so even though
I
I
just got back a few hours ago.
a few hours ago, I'm so sorry.
She's exhausted.
I did this whole agenda knowing that she would probably not be on, and I realized we can't talk about X-Men 97, and we can't talk about 911 because
you can talk about it. I just won't have anything to add.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Even if I talked about it, they're going to be upset because I fucking hated this damn show. So, but wait, Tony, have you seen
Which one?
X-Men 97?
You hated it?
Rick?
Here we go.
Okay, Andrea, just sit and look as beautiful as you always do, just for like.
Andrea, I need you to excuse us for a second.
Yeah, go
Carmen
ahead.
Lizette
Talk amongst yourselves.
Why did you hate this show?
Okay, Rick and I have already talked about it, so he's prepared.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I didn't watch it growing up. I've never seen it growing up at all. When I was watching it, I was texting, I think Cynthia or Rick, and I was like, this is like a fucking Spanish novella. There was so much drama, so much like over the top soap opera shit in a fucking cartoon. I was like, this is stupid shit. And because I don't know the comic books, I'm not a comic book person. I'm a Marvel. Look at Tony's dying. I like the Marvel movies, but I'm not a comic book aficionado. I was totally freaked out by the Magneto and what's her name? Rick? Rogue's relationship. I'm like, she's too young. And I was so confused and disgusted by that. But then Rick explained to me that only in the movies did they make Rogue so young. But it doesn't even, I mean, so that was helpful because I was freaking out about that. But also I just never knew that Magneto and Rogue were a thing. So it grossed me out. It just grossed me out completely. Because she was in love with Wolverine in the movies.
Okay.
Other than that, let me just add one more thing. The animation is so dated, right? I mean, that's the whole thing. Hey, Ted. Oh, I'm tired of dyeing my hair too. I don't face purple, crying, wear wings either. What? X-Men 97 was fantastic. Hey, Carmen and Joe Antonio.
What's up, Ted? Okay.
No, okay. So that's my look at. I think there's the last thing, and then you guys can talk about it, but only for 5 minutes because I don't want to spend my whole show talking about a show I didn't like. Here's the thing. I don't want to have to watch previous shows to enjoy a piece of art. That's like when somebody says, oh, you didn't like the movie? You should read the book. I shouldn't have to go read the book to enjoy the movie. Those are two different pieces of art. You know what I mean? So I think that if I had grown up watching X-Men, the cartoon or the animation, whatever, maybe I would have an appreciation to it, but no, nothing. Okay, that's it. Go ahead, Tony and Rick. Do your thing.
Rick, do you mind if I go first? Sir?
Go right ahead.
Nice.
Andrea, do you mind if we carry this conversation?
No, Andrea's fine. She's half asleep. It's okay.
I'm
We
going
got 5 minutes.
Yes, I'm
5
going to talk
minutes.
about this. I will talk about this without giving any spoilers, honestly.
You can give spoilers because I'll give them all out to everybody.
I'm not gonna do that. The thing is, you don't have a previous experience with them. I get that. That's cool. That makes sense. The animation being dated, they did keep it to what it was back in 92, 93. I do get them. I actually did like that because a lot of the new animation can be an issue. It's one of the reasons why I don't like some of the newer cartoons and what they're doing with the animation. If you remember the Pokemon, the Dragon Ball Z days, they had issues with the animation messing with people mentally because it'll activate people who have seizures.
I never watched any of that anime kind of crappy shit.
Let me tell you.
I'm just telling you.
I got you. My synopsis on the whole thing. I understand your perspective. Let me tell you this. This X-Men 97 was a darker version of X-Men 92, if you will, because it went a little bit more evil, if you will. I actually did credit how they changed the storyline up. As far as Magneto and Rogue, I kind of want to give you that because in the movie, Magneto was tight with Mystique.
Mm-hmm.
Ever watched the cartoon or read the comics, whatever, Mystique is Rogue's mom. I kind of give you that. That was cool. They had a little bit of a romantic relationship. That was messed up. I kind of give you that a little bit. I like what they did with the storyline. I am actually a fan of X-Men 97. I thought they did a damn good job as somebody who did watch the cartoon back in the day. I even watched X-Men Evolution. This went deeper than that, and it went better than that. I like what they did storyline with Cable. I thought that was phenomenal. I like what they did with Magneto and Professor X and how they're bringing everybody together. To me, this is a new Marvel phase. They were doing different phases of Marvel, trying to bring everything up for what's coming next. I like what they did doing this one. Down in my 5 minutes. Go ahead, Rick. I hope it come out your nose. Yes.
Go ahead, Rick. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, as far as the animation style, it's on purpose because, again, they're trying to make it a continuation of the old version. It's definitely better than the old version. If you look at the old version, like, oh, okay, yeah. But they definitely did that on purpose. And yeah, X-Men has always been telenovela, soap opera, drama. Always. It's always been that way with the comics.
You just go bilingual on us? Wow.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, it's always been that way. It's always been that way. But people are loving it. I've been seeing so many people review it.
Yes.
I actually did a video reviewing the first episode on YouTube. And I said, I'm only going to do another one if I get at least 25 views within a week. And I'm already up to 20. I'm like, oh, shoot. I'm in trouble. Now I got to do
Yeah,
the
you
second
were
one
trouble.
probably.
Hey,
Cynthia, help us out.
Cynthia,
Hola.
we're talking about X-Men 97. Go ahead, Rick.
So the original one, the old one, was definitely much more kid-friendly. Like
Yes.
Wolverine, you never saw him slice and dice a person. Robots, yes. This one, no, this is adults. This is for the people that were kids, and y'all are adults now. That's for us.
Yes, it is.
The last episode you just saw, he skewered somebody. It's like, whoa. So yeah, but if you don't like anime, it's like, this reminds me of the conversation we had, Carmen, of what's the guy that he said comic movies can't be good because they're comic. He didn't say it in those words, but because they're comic movies, he's like, they can't be on the same level or on the par of other movies. Who's that guy? What's that guy's name?
I don't know who we're talking about. I don't know.
Somebody who's a big famous movie person, but he doesn't take the comic movie serious.
I mean, I don't believe that at all. I believe any story can be told and shared. I think what I'm believing in this, because afterwards, I told you, I went and looked at reviews. I went to Rotten Tomatoes because I was shook by it. But I think it's people who have been following it forever, who have watched the cartoons. Like, you do have to watch the backstory and get into it. And all I'm saying is, as somebody who has never been involved watching the cartoons, it was blah at most. And there were, like, you could tell by the reviews, like, it was either total number 5s, like awesome praise,
Yes.
or people like, this totally sucks. Those are the people that never saw and never were into it as kids. That's what I realized, and I felt good about that. I felt fine because I was like, okay, I'm normal.
Yeah. There's definitely people that have not seen the old one though that did like the new one too. But I mean, like I said, different strokes for different.
I
folks,
think it's, but I think you have to want to watch the prior cartoon.
You have to be a fan, Carmen. I do agree with that.
I'm a fan of the movies and the characters. I'm not a fan of the cartoon.
The cartoon's phenomenal. So.
Okay, go ahead, Cynthia. Your thoughts. Go ahead.
God bless the cartoon.
Oh my
So yes, I binge watched all 8 episodes at once. So when you text me saying that you got through only 5 episodes and you were like,
no, wait. I did that at episode 3 to Rick, and he was like, you have to get to episode 5. And that's when I was like, I'm done. I watched it to 5. And I was
Watch
like,
the rest.
Fucking way.
Watch the rest of this book.
So I used to watch the cartoon growing up. So I knew the backstory already. But I kind of agreed with you, Carmen, as far as the novella with Jean Grey and Cyclops, because I was kind of getting annoyed with her too. But once you pass episode 5, that's when it really starts to get good. And really gets
Rick
into
was
it.
like, okay, just got through 3, just do 5. If you get to 5, then if you don't like it, now she's like, yeah, it can't take that long. It cannot. You can't.
I ain't gonna lie. At the end of 5, I was boohooing. I was crying, literally crying.
Okay. Yeah. Andrea,
I
would invite you to try to watch 20 minutes of one episode.
Fuck no.
Did you watch the cartoon, Andrea?
I don't even know what you guys are fucking talking about. I've heard of the X-Men movies.
Yeah, the X-Men movies are different.
Didn't know it was a comic book. Definitely didn't know it was a series. Like I don't even know.
That's my girl. I love her. We miss you, Andrea. I love you. Hey, I do agree with this with Rick, different strokes for different folks. I do think, and I'm glad that people are so happy, like reading the reviews, that people are just getting something out of it. And that's what I think is great about art. It doesn't have to be for everyone. Everyone doesn't have to like it. And you can't make someone like something, I'll say this too. I'm not a big cartoon animation person to begin with. After the age of 8, I think I was kind of done. I was rehearsing early in the morning, rehearsing at night. I wasn't a big cartoon watcher. I will say this: watching this, what's it called? What is it? X-Men '97. It reminded me of. Don't get upset, but it reminded me of. Do you guys remember the cartoon Speed Racer as a kid?
I need something to drink. I can't.
What? I said Speed Racer?
I'll be right back.
You upset because I said Speed? Oh my god!
Chase him off.
What is happening?
Why is he upset? I'm just saying. Do you guys remember that cartoon?
He needs to go get his peach schnapps to get through this.
Yeah, get out the peach schnapps. I barely remember it, but I don't think I really watched it.
I hated that show. It went against like whatever show I was watching as a kid. And when I was growing up, the person that got to watch TV was always the older person in the room. He got to choose, and he would always watch Speed Racer. And the cartoon reminds me of that. It's kind of animation, but it's also about racing and I forget what the show was that I wanted to watch, but it came against it. You know what I mean? But that's what it reminded me of, was I was being forced to watch this show because you guys all, okay, Melanie remembers it. Okay, thank you. But that's what I felt. And look at the only reason why I watched it, and Rick felt so bad because I was like, I don't have Disney. So I purchased it for the month just to watch it. And then I canceled it right after. Well, because I wanted to see what the hoopla was. You know what I mean? So I got it like on a Friday night after hearing these guys talk about it. And then like by Sunday or whatever it was, Rick, I was like, cancel my subscription. I'm done. Yeah, I'm good. Because I don't need anything else on Disney, but I was just cracking up. Like, wow. Yeah. So I can't believe he left because of that. No, he's just being silly. All right, let's talk about something else. I do want to talk about one more show. Andrea, I know you haven't even had time to watch TV, but it's not what you do. But Cynthia, you know what I'm going to talk about. 911. Oh my God. Rick, have you seen the show?
You're hooked, right?
911, have you seen the show? Is it called 911, Cynthia? Has Tony seen 911?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, are you not talking to us now? Oh, he must be on Ted's show or something right now. He must be doing like a double time on Ted's show. Is Ted's show on?
It's like when you
porn.
schedule 2 dates, he's running back and forth to each one.
That's what he does, though. Is he on, Rick? I'm going to double check. Let's see.
His audio is on, obviously. We heard him.
Yeah, I know, but you know how he is. You know how he is.
He's making his drink, so he's yelling.
Okay, I'm just going to say this. There are very few shows that I get addicted to quickly. So I just want to say, Cynthia, thank you so much. I love this show. So it stars Angela Bassett, which I had no idea that she was doing a TV show, and she's been doing it for a long time. When's the show been on? Since it must have been before COVID, because I just saw a COVID episode.
911's been on for a minute. Yeah, it's been on for a minute. I haven't watched it, but I know about it.
Yeah. So it was on when, Cynthia? Like 2019 or something?
Yes, it was on Fox.
Let me just say, I did not know Angela Bassett was doing TV. I don't know why along the way I did not know this, and she plays a cop, like a beat cop, like a, okay, wait, did Rick just put
she's a sergeant.
X-Men does rule, but X-Men 97 sucks, the cartoon. But you're absolutely right. Is that what we're doing? I guess I'm going to start writing in the chat too. But let me just say this. The thing that I love about this show, and look at it, we all love firemen. But if you ever wanted to love firemen more, this is the show for you. And but it's about the relationships. I would have never.
How many fireman shows do you remember? Would be my question.
I've never seen any fireman shows. I used to work for a big time manager here in California when I first moved here, and she represented Kevin Tighe, which none of you will know who Kevin Tighe is. But Kevin Tighe, I believe, was on a show back in the day before we were all born called I don't even know. Can we Google him? It's Tighe. It was like Emergency or something. I
know that show.
ABC with Lauren Green. I remember that show.
Okay, I don't remember all that, but
Kevin
Kevin,
Tighe?
I think that's what the show, or it was a police show or a fireman show or whatever.
I watched that
Kevin
show when I was a
Tighe
kid.
again?
Yeah.
Spell his last name again.
Kevin Tighe, Tighe.
I got it. Kevin Tighe. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on his Wikipedia. Yeah.
So Joni Burstein, I mean, she has a lot of, to this day, she's a big time manager and whatever. But yeah, also that too. But I mean, I think he was a guest on Mod Squad, but he was a regular on some show. Did you guys Google him? Because I forget what it
Yeah.
was.
I know who he is.
Kevin
I've seen his
It was
face.
Emergency with an exclamation mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I first came to LA, I brushed up on all those shows because I had to know all of the clients that Joni represented. But other than that, I'd never known a show about firemen, and I don't watch policeman show. Maybe Law and Order once in a while, but I don't like gory stuff. But the thing about the show is the relationships. That's why it's so good. Like Angela Bassett and Peter Krause. Peter Krause is from, I remember, was it 6 Feet Under? The show 6 Feet Under.
Yeah.
That's Peter. That's where I know Peter Krause from.
Right.
I was like,
Thank you for saying that.
what do you mean?
I'm sorry, y'all. I've been trying to remember the name of that show. It was an HBO show, wasn't it not?
Yeah.
It's
that's
on
ex-
I
Netflix.
remember that show. I couldn't remember the name of
Netflix
it for
now.
nothing.
Yeah.
It was 6 Feet Under. And there was another show that used to come on HBO right around that same time.
Sex
I
in
could
the
never-
City. That's what I remember. We would watch.
Watch Sex in the City. I don't watch that mess.
That's how I knew
Kevin-
Andrea. We always went and watched Sex in the City.
Kevin Tighe has done so many movies and so many TV shows.
Okay,
I
I'm
did
just
not
saying, and Melanie, you're absolutely right, but I just didn't know him. I met him and I met all of the clients, so I always wanted to know everything they were on because I was working for the manager, and that's kind of what happened. That's the only show I ever remember watching, and his partner on there was good looking. That's all I remember.
The Native American guy. Yeah.
I don't know, but Kevin Tighe was also a good man. I don't know, is he still alive? I feel so bad. I think he is.
You knew him personally?
Yeah, I met him.
If you could ever bring him on the show, I would love to have a conversation with him.
Jesus, like, hey, Kevin, do you remember me from 30 years ago when I worked for your manager?
He's my mom's age, 79. I just looked.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he's cool. I mean, I could ask him. I don't think that'd be a big deal. I could get it, but I don't know if I'd get him on the show. You guys are so fucking cool.
He's done a lot of
Really
stuff,
crazy.
and when I see his face, I do recognize him from some of this. He was in Witch Mountain. Escape to Witch Mountain, which I used to watch as a kid. I loved that. He did.
Well, that's a movie. That was a movie with.
It was a little bit of one of the Saturday afternoon specials too. Back in the day on ABC, they had like a couple of Witch Mountain movies back in the day. I remember seeing that. He did Star Trek Voyager. Spoiler alert. I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
Yeah, he was on ER.
That
Chicago.
I remember because that was about the time I was there. Yeah.
He was on Roadhouse. People would recognize his face from Roadhouse. That was a very.
I think people would recognize his face. I don't think
Yeah,
people
they would
would not
definitely
recognize his
recognize.
face.
He did the Hardy Boys and the Nancy Drew
Yep,
Mistress.
I remember that too. I mean, I wasn't here for that, but I remember talking about. He was a cool guy. I mean, maybe I will ask him. That's funny. It's not like I couldn't get in touch with him, but it's funny because when I first met the person I worked for, you meet all of these people, and these people at the time were celebrities, but they weren't the big time celebrities they are today. And I'm not talking about Kevin Tighe, but her other celebrities, if you know who she is. And Andrea knows a couple of the people who were like not celebrities and are now huge, right? I mean, he was so cool because he was the first person I met who was like, let's grab a beer. And he was just like, it was so cool. Like, just,
Let's go.
yeah, he was like, let's just go grab a beer. I'm like, oh, okay. And it was kind of fun. So, but yeah, why are we talking about that? Why did I bring up Kevin Tighe?
911, the show.
Oh, yeah. So the
911.
show, I love the relationships. And I just would have never put together Angela Bassett and Peter Krause. And it so works. But my favorite character on there is Buck. But none of them have watched this, so I won't. But let me just tell you, if you want a nice, fun show where I think I cry every show because they save somebody, right? Like, it's firemen. Okay, wait. Here's the other thing I'll say, and then we can move on to another topic because I'm not watching it in order because I refuse to pay whatever it's on Hulu or whatever. So I have to watch it as it's being recorded on all the other streaming things I have, right? So I tell YouTube I want to see 911. So it starts recording it as they're being aired. So they're all over the place. So I'm watching like one episode in season 3 and then another episode in season 7 or something, whatever is happening, right? So I'm watching this and I'm enjoying it, but I'm getting so confused because, wait, he's gay? Wait, he's I keep texting Cynthia and she's like, you got to watch it from the beginning. And I'm like, I can't, but I'm so addicted to it. It's a fun show. And it was all these, I watched, I've watched like 15 episodes probably, not back to back, just like since we talked about it last week, just randomly, but a lot of them. I think like yesterday was the first time there was actually a fire that they went to. Like, I'm like, they're firemen and they never go to an actual fire. It's always like some other tragedy.
They deal with a lot more medical stuff than actual fire.
They get called for a lot of emergencies.
Yeah.
Any type of medical emergency, you see the fire department and the police show up. Yes.
Yeah, when I had my pipes frozen and they busted and the water was gushing from the 3rd floor down all the way to the basement like Noah's Ark, and I didn't know what to do. I thought I knew how to shut everything off, and I apparently didn't. And then I didn't know what to do, so I called them. They came and he go, let me see your basement. And then he goes, oh, right here. This is the shut off for the whole water for everything. I was like, nobody ever told me this. I didn't know. So he shut it off and problem solved.
Yeah, they come up. I didn't know, but I learned so much. So here's the thing. In Santa Monica, I live near the stairs, whatever. The firemen always go there to work out. Andrea knows. They always are there. They park their fire. And we're always like, they're so good looking, right? You always think the calendar, whatever. But after watching the show, I'm like genuflecting and shit. I'm like, oh my God. They're looking at me like I'm a weirdo. I'm like, damn, this shit that these people do is amazing. So I want to give a shout out to firemen, but also it's a great show, 911. The relationships make no sense to me, but they all work. I love that they have gay characters, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's the first show where it's not an emphasis. And I think that's what I got out of it. Like, I'm watching a show and people are just a couple. And then I'm like, oh yeah, they're gay. Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. You don't even see it. Like, it's just, okay, they got a family they're working, whatever.
I recommend the show. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I love it. And I haven't even seen the best part, which is how Angela Bassett and Peter Krause get together, because I haven't even seen the first 2 seasons, because that's when it happens, right? Yeah. Spoiler alert, they get together and they love each other. And her ex-husband, I just found out today, is gay. Just want to let you all know. Like, I didn't know. I was so confused. So it was good. I only said my mistake. Kevin Tyus from Emergency. I got his name mixed up with Tig Andrews, who was on March.
Oh, you good. Yeah.
Okay, it's all good. I don't know any of those old timers, all their shows, but I just knew him because I worked for him, basically. But yeah, no, it's all good. So let's talk about some relationships. Favorite TV couples. Look at Tony thinks it's gonna be all about him. Look at him. He's
I never
look at your relationship with Cynthia is your business. We don't care, okay?
No, you didn't. She is married. Do not do that to her over the internet.
Look at. I know one. I understand Cynthia's choices. I don't mind.
Wow.
Okay, Andrea, let me give you the background. We have been bitching to Tony about getting a mic for so long, like offering it, whatever. And finally, Cynthia went to his house and gave him a mic.
Stop that. The internet is forever.
I know. But you know what? We just joking. It's a joke. She didn't fly to your motherfucking house. But I can't help it. It's funny. Like, Cynthia had an extra mic and sent it to him. But it's been like, pulling hairs, just trying to get Tony to give out his address or whatever.
The very few he has.
I almost said something.
That's the best friend messing with you. That's not even me. Andrea, talk to us about any favorite movie or TV couples that you might love or enjoy.
You know what? You got to come back to me because I can hear someone coming in the door right now.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead, Rick. Knock it out. Or Cynthia. Don't matter. I'm going to let Tony not talk because he has enough footage already.
So Rogue and Gambit, Gene and Scott.
Come on. All right, let me be specific. Television, regular people, live action. No cartoons, animation. Shows that we all would know. Ooh, now he's stumped.
I gotta think. Luke and Laura from General Hospital.
Oh my God, this dude.
That's why you like X-Men.
Oh, look, see, he said too. They're like the most famous couple for some reason. I don't know why.
Luke and Laura. Did you guys
That was
watch
40 years ago. Y'all need to get out the house.
Okay, it's funny that two men
My
actually talk about
my
General
grandma, when we come
Hospital.
home from school, we had, like you said, with the older person, whatever the old person wants to watch, that's what you watch.
No, it wasn't that much. It was an older kid in the house. It wasn't an
I
older
said
person watching
person.
Speed. You can just embrace that you watched Luke and Laura on, what was it? What was the show?
General Hospital.
General Hospital.
General Hospital. Go ahead. Nikki. Hey, Dean.
Wow.
Nikki and
Oh,
Vector
yeah.
Newman and Young and the Restless. Is that
He said,
YNR?
Angie and Jesse. I can't
I
stand
remember
that.
Who's
that.
Angie and Jesse?
They was on I think All My Children and One Life to Live. He ain't right.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
So it's all the men who watch soap operas.
Soap operas. Yeah.
I'm going to answer that because we had no choice when we were kids. When our parents had a TV and there was only one TV in the house.
Yep.
I mean, if that's the story you need to go with, it's okay. I get you.
Excuse me. You did not see X-Men. You understand. You can relate.
I didn't watch X-Men because I was busy rehearsing.
Oh my goodness.
No, I didn't watch X-Men because it wasn't my thing. I didn't watch those kind of cartoons. I didn't like that kind of animation. I wasn't a big cartoon
You
person.
said Angie and Jesse. I forgot about this.
I don't even know who Angie and Jesse. I really don't know, and I don't know who Nikki. I didn't watch soap operas. I heard of Luke and Laura because you could not hear about it. But there was also who were the Dynasty people or Falcon Crest? Remember the soap operas at night? Who was the member? What was the line? Who shot J.R.?
That was Dallas.
Yeah.
That was Dallas. Yeah.
That was what?
Dallas.
Oh,
Dallas.
again, the men correcting me.
Dallas.
I'm just saying, like, those are the soap operas at night. You know what I mean? So, well, I was gonna say, what did you like about those relationships? But I guess not, because you guys don't really have anything. Do you guys get uncomfortable watching two men or two women kiss on television? Just curious.
Two men, yes.
But not two women. Oh, that's interesting.
Go ahead, Andrea. I don't need to be here.
Yes,
Tony DeNoza and Ziva on NCIS. They have their own show coming out. I love it. Ted Hicks, we're on the same page. Okay, go ahead, Andrea. Talk about why there might be an issue here for Tony D. I can't hear you. You're muted.
Wow.
You're muted.
Sorry, I was coughing, so I muted myself. I said I was just asking questions, but because he said two men, yes, but didn't say two women. So
go ahead, ask him.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. I've always been uncomfortable seeing two men kiss. It's just something in me.
But
I just don't like it.
Not two women.
Probably not. No. I'm a man. What you want me to say?
Fine.
As far as couples, I'm gonna go with T'Challa and Okoye because I'm waiting on that third
We're
Black
not
Panther
changing
movie.
subjects from the whole game.
I'm
That's
still
a
on
good
same
try,
page.
though. We do love
It's still
Black Panther, but
relationships.
no.
It's still a relationship.
Wakanda. Yeah, no. Okay, wait. Why do you have an issue with two men kissing but not two women? Just curious. Not issue, but it makes you feel uncomfortable. It's fair. It's a fair point.
It makes me uncomfortable.
But I'm just
It makes me
wondering,
uncomfortable.
why is it okay? Let's change it. Why is it okay for two women to kiss and that doesn't bother you?
I never said it was okay. It just doesn't make me as uncomfortable as seeing two dudes kiss.
Okay, that's fair.
That's the truth, and that's the truth.
But why?
I don't know why. It just does. Maybe it's because I'm heterosexual. I don't know.
Okay. I will
As a
say,
heterosexual man, we don't like seeing dudes kiss. We just don't. I mean, I understand the society now and everybody's going to be whoever they choose to be because they have the right to be. And that's the absolute truth. It just makes me uncomfortable. I'm like,
Rich,
take
does
your
it make
time.
you uncomfortable?
I don't need to see nobody making out, period.
He's like, I am not.
Well, you know what? That was a good answer because you're right. Like,
No, I don't need to see nobody slide. Stop. I get the point. You
He's
love each
actually
other.
right.
Stop
He's
it.
pretty right. He's pretty right.
you know what?
Good Lord.
I like that because I think some people need, like I've said it so many times to strangers, get a hotel room. You don't need to be out here middle of the street half naked. You know what I mean? Like I can see a kiss or a hug or whatever, and even like a little romantic. But people who are feeling each other up, we at the grocery store, bitch. What you doing? It's like, it ain't all that. The eggs are on sale.
And that's
It's
any
not
couple.
a big deal. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, Ted, no diddy.
what's no diddy?
What?
What's no diddy?
Puff
No, I
Daddy?
know.
Puff Daddy?
Carmen.
You don't
Oh,
know the story?
Carmen. Oh, Carmen.
What? But I don't. We'll expand on it. So our
Okay, there's a very big stereotype that's been going around the news, specifically around the past couple of weeks, but definitely for a few years, that Diddy has some rather aggressive relationships with people.
with men or women.
A lot of men recently.
Oh,
A lot of men, and it's not been necessarily consensual, for lack of a better term.
So he's raping men or something, abusing
That's
men.
the abusing. I'm gonna say abusing more than
Drizzle,
raping.
drizzle. I've been hearing this
Hey,
all over
Brian.
TikTok. I had to Google it. sprinkle, sprinkle, drizzle, drizzle.
Listen, I'll never say this again, but don't worry about what Brian said right
No,
now.
I know. Well, here's the thing, because I'm always trying to make sure I'm up on what's going on.
Yes.
I was like, what's with all this drizzle, and I made the mistake of Googling it and then going down that rabbit hole of like, I'm okay getting old and not knowing all these motherfucking sayings. I'm cool with it.
The kicker is
the women are all saying now sprinkle, sprinkle or something, right? Or they're saying drizzle, drizzle. Yeah.
They raided Diddy's house a couple of weeks ago, and it's been like an onslaught against him. Major onslaught against him, stereotyping him, chastising him.
Do you think it's deserved or not?
A lot of the stories, if the victims are telling the truth, then yes, it is deserved.
Are you uncomfortable knowing that P. Diddy, whatever his name is, because he's had several, right?
Yes,
Is that Sean Combs? Is that Sean Combs?
Yes.
Are you uncomfortable with the idea that he would sleep with men?
Yes. Take advantage of them and get them? Yes.
Okay, you know what? Okay, let's not talk about P. Diddy and his troubles. Do you have an issue with any man sleeping with another man? You said you had an issue with somebody kissing another man.
Yeah, I do.
Bobby, what happens in the cellar room stays in the cellar room.
Easy there, bro. Easy there. Those relationships do make me uncomfortable. Yes. Anybody taking advantage of anybody sexually makes me
okay, we're on the same page. That's not even a question. Of course, we do not at all want anyone to be taking advantage of anybody at any time. It is not appropriate. Man, woman, doesn't matter. Age,
child. You need your ass.
Okay, let's not even. That's all. I will kill somebody who hurts a child. So I have no problem.
That's why her and I get along.
Yeah, all about the joy. Okay, all right.
All about the murder.
How to get away with murder.
Andrea, do you have a problem with men who make love or kiss each other, or women? Like, do you feel uncomfortable seeing that on television or anything?
No.
Seeing men do it? Yes.
No. Seeing men do it?
It makes me uncomfortable.
Oh, she asked me. We know.
I asked Andrea. It's all about Tony, though. It's all about.
No, I didn't. You was asking me first. I didn't hear you mention her name. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I don't have a problem with it, but I would agree with Rick. Like, I don't need to see all the business. All right, like I'm happy people are happy. If you're kissing someone, you have someone you love or even are into, more power to you. There's more of that's needed. I don't care. As long as no one's getting hurt and everyone's legal, it's all good.
Cynthia, do you have an issue with seeing men kiss?
No, I mean, I have no problem seeing anybody kiss. But I agree with all of you guys. I don't need to see the big PDA, like big display of affection and slobbering and groping each other out on the street.
We are okay with the LGBTQ community plus. We have no.
Yeah, they're fine. If you find somebody to be in love with who loves you back, that's great.
I'll say this. I think it matters who you grew up around. I think it matters your comfort level. And I'm just wondering, Tony, this is actually a question for you, but like I grew up with dancers and performers, men and women, men specific. There were a lot of men I knew, especially during the 80s, during the whole AIDS thing that unfortunately passed away. And there were a lot of men that I knew who, like, I was confused by why there was so much hatred. That's how infused in the world of people who love each other. I can't even say like the gay world, because it wasn't that. It was a mix of performers and, you know what I mean? Like it was just dancers and drill team and color guard and drum corps. And it was just a mix of wonderful people and people who would go clubbing at night and go dancing. And it never even dawned on me. So I was confused by the drama when the whole AIDS thing, the whole AIDS epidemic happened, why people were so hating it. You know what I mean? Like we were all pretty young in the 80s when that happened. So I didn't understand. And I love that because I think it made it easier for me to not feel uncomfortable. Like it's weird for me to say, Tony, are you uncomfortable about two men kissing? Because it wouldn't even dawn on me as a, like, it would be like, are you uncomfortable seeing a man and a woman kiss in public? Like, it's a weird, like, why would anyone ask?
I'll answer it like this. No, you're fine. You're fine. And I'm going to give a very fair answer that we had this conversation on the other platform about almost 3 years ago now when we talked about it. I said this to a lot of people. I said, I'm going to say this specifically to a lot of members of the homosexual community, why there is a chastisement against you. There was actually teachings of that being used as a way to dominate people. And how many people they did it to where it was them was a few. Yes, if you look at slavery,
I don't know what you're talking about. Wait, can you be more specific?
There were stories in slavery where the guys would sodomize the men, and rape and sodomy are definitely two different charges. Rape is, I guess, one sex against the other, and sodomy is unnatural sex acts. So there were unnatural sex acts done against the slaves so much that they feel it is like almost infused. And some of the people going along those lines are pretty much living what was done to them, and they had to get used to it because there was almost no choice. So a lot of the dissent against homosexuality was because it was used as domination. It was used as torture against people to get them to do what they wanted to do. So when a lot of people would adapt to it, they were like, no, you're adapting to what was used against you. It's not the natural way. That was how I was raised on a lot of things. And we saw homosexuality as a sin, as a Christian. Now, I know a lot of people don't deal with the Christianity or the religious aspects. I get that. I understand people who look at spirituality over gender when they love somebody. I get that too. So love who you love. Find somebody who loves you as much as you love them and go be happy regardless of anybody's judgment, even mine, because I do know gay couples. They do know that I get uncomfortable, but I respect their happiness. It's just my preference.
You just went a whole other level in my book of
I appreciate it because
you just did. Because you just explained, look at, I think it takes a really strong and amazing, well-informed, beautiful spirit to admit everything you just admitted and have such logic. Like, I totally understand you in a whole different way, Tony. And let me just say, I appreciate you sharing that.
Well, thank you. And it's the truth, because I don't.
Being honest,
we were
that was awesome.
Young 70s and 80s, we all know the homosexuals caught a lot of abuse, torture, and torment. We know this. As we grew up and realized that some people just found somebody of the same sex to be happy with, because some people could not find somebody of the opposite sex to be happy with.
But let me just stop you there for a moment, because you do understand that, like, I have a brother who I love with all my heart, and he is gay. There is no chance that he's like, oh, if I could just find a woman. It is not. It's like me thinking I could be with a woman. It's just never going to happen. Do you understand, or do you believe, or do you get the possibility that that is natural for him, just as it's natural for me to never want to be with a woman?
The way they're pushing it right now, yes. Now, for you.
No, I'm asking for you. Like, do you understand that for him, for my brother, there's no way on the planet that the reason why he's with a man is because he can't find the right woman?
No,
you know
I've actually talked to a lot of people who are homosexual. No disrespect in the term, just being honest, the terminology, they like somebody of the same sex. I've talked to them, they just found happiness with somebody of the same gender, and they were done. I get that. I'm just glad it's not forced on people the way it was historically. The people who are finding it naturally now, they do make sense to me, but I want them to understand, those of us who are older who were against it, what we were taught was homosexuality was used as torture. It was used as a way.
But all of those stories. Okay, but here's the thing. So, and I say this because I hope we can shed some light to other people. Like, even though it was maybe used in torture in slavery times and whatever, I haven't done enough research to be like, yes, you're right. I don't know. I'm trusting your judgment on that. So let's just say that's even true. I want to express to you that there are people who are gay because they are gay. It has nothing to do with Christianity or torture or some historical thing that was processed on them. It is natural for them to be attracted to the same sex.
I do understand that, because there's also proof of it being a recessive trait in their DNA that they may just switch.
Okay, we going way in the weeds that I cannot. No, I don't know. I mean, I'm not, but I don't know where you get that info. Like, I don't want to get into DNA stuff because I can't. I'm just saying, I don't know if you or I are qualified enough to start talking about.
No problem.
You know, I'm just being honest. Like, I'm not a chemist. I don't know a chemist. I haven't talked to a chemist lately. I don't want to get into the DNA of it because I don't think DNA has anything to do with me being attracted to men. No,
there'll be a connection with somebody that you can't explain. That makes sense to me. That does make sense to me. Some people fall.
Do you think you could be attracted to a man?
No.
Okay. Just sorry, guys. This is such a fascinating conversation. Okay, but I don't know. So that's why I don't know if that's a DNA thing. I think it's something more nuanced in there, right?
Let me put it. I'll say I was more raised not to be. And my society that I grew up in, the people that I grew up around, it wasn't happening for me.
Andrea, wait, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Andrea because we both had the same thought. Like, environment.
Yeah, environment kicks absolutely 100%.
I mean, I just said, you know, I also appreciate you sharing that. I have read things about that. I don't have a whole, you know, wealth of knowledge on it, but the way you explained it makes a lot of sense in terms of why it's so troublesome or problematic for some people, right? Like, I get that.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Especially in the Black community. I'm going to say that. Especially in the Black community. There is a hard, I mean, I think we're getting better at it, but there is a hard, difficult process in accepting people who are gay. And my friend Richard Johnson, who everyone knows was one of my best friends who passed away at the young age of 49. He was gay from a very religious family, pastor. His father was a pastor. He was in the choir, and nobody knew he was gay. We all knew he was gay. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it was a torture for him because it was a sin. It was all the things you're talking about. Yes. And for me, I believe that's why he died, because the torture of this societal pressure and then who he actually was as a person did not match.
Right. And it's the chastisement really comes from a lot of the historical ways of it being used against people, period. And I send this out to the whole homosexual community, the bisexual, all of you. Notice, historically, they were taught that it was used against people as domination, which is disrespectful. If you picked it up within yourself, we can't hold that against you entirely. If you make your own choice and you found somebody to be happy with, by all means, the faster you find somebody happy to be with, the faster society is at peace.
So I think totally hear you, Tony, but I think that the point that Carmen was trying to make is it's not a choice. It's not a choice.
What isn't a choice?
Is it a choice for you to be attracted to women versus men? Do you feel like you have a choice?
That's a question I've heard from people.
Like if you actually sat down.
Yeah, I've always got a choice.
I'm not talking about a particular women. I'm just saying, is it a choice for you to be heterosexual versus homosexual or bisexual?
Yeah, that question, that's one of the more interesting questions I've actually been asked by a homosexual woman. Why are you heterosexual? Is it because that's what you were taught, or is that because that's what you were feeling? And I found that to be interesting. I have no feeling to be intimate, to fantasize, to be sexual with no man. None. That is a fight from how I was raised. But if you can find somebody to be happy with who will not take advantage of you, regardless of their gender, age, race, whatever, Godspeed.
I think we're talking about two different things. Yeah, I agree with you for sure. If you can find someone to be happy with, and but like, I am not attracted to women, right? Like I'm a heterosexual woman. I could be happy with Carmen, like hanging out, being a friend, right?
You know what's so funny? I was just gonna say the same thing. Like I love Andrea with all my heart. Like
I am not gonna want to like make out with her and have sex with her and be like physically, romantically attracted to her in that way. I could be happy with her, love the shit with her. You know what I mean? Because
I do get it. And like, honestly, like I said,
it's not even a choice for me. Like
so may I ask the two of you
is to men versus women.
So may I ask you, why do you feel that you couldn't be intimate with a woman?
Why do I feel it? Because I just don't have that attraction.
So you feel the same way I do, women that I feel about me. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Because I remember when she asked me earlier, kind of like why.
Other women can do it. I'm not, if a woman is attracted to me, I'm not, going to be like, get the fuck out of my face or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make me uncomfortable. It's just like, honestly, I'm sure you probably heard, most of us have heard women say this all the time. Jesus Christ, I wish I was a lesbian. It would make my life so much fucking easier. I wouldn't have to.
I've never heard women say that.
Oh my God, women say it all the time. All the time. Do you know how much easier my life would be if I could be with Andrea? We're best friends. Like I get her, she gets me. It's simple. Totally. But I just sorry. I love men. But just to piggyback off of what Andrea was saying, it's not a choice, Tony. There might be people out there who are choosing, and great. There are people who are, is it binary or is it bisexual? I think there might be people who are bisexual who are attracted to both, but that's a different subject. But what I'm saying to you, it is not a choice for me to choose to love men. Like it's not, okay, let me say that. I love women and I love men. And I said it kind of funny earlier, and I know it was kind of vulgar, but I do enjoy the penis. Like I enjoy the male
hide your kids,
anatomy. That's the sexual thing.
What? Put your kids away. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
We're getting into the X-rated version of the show. But I'm just saying, like, that's not a choice. And I'm going to tell you right now, my brother Billy would tell you the same exact thing. There is no way on the planet that man would ever, in any way, shape, or form, be attracted to Andrea and be like, oh my God, I want to be with her. Ever. Or Cynthia. He wouldn't be like, oh my God, Cynthia, I want her so bad. Never. Because he's not attracted to them at all.
Yeah, Callie, how you doing?
Callie, she loves the penis. I do love the penis. I could do without the rest of the man, though, but whatever.
Now that I've heard from women a lot.
That's why we all wish we could be lesbians.
Exactly. Because there are great toys out there now. You don't need the main part. But anyway, sorry, Tony. What were you saying?
There was, you had actually, you said
whoa, Bobby.
Agreed, Bobby.
Chill,
Agreed.
chill.
So you were asking,
Whoa, okay, that's my fault. I invited that in. I know that's my fault. It's okay, Bobby. Let's bring it back. My apologies. That's my fault. It's okay.
you had asked me why, as far as being heterosexual, and that's why I was asking why, as far as being lesbian, homosexual, if you will, between you two. And that was the only reason why I was asking. You can ask me why. Could you ask yourself why? You would be your preference.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is the point, right? You're born this way. You're like, there is no why. That's just the way I was born. I was born right-handed. I was born with blue eyes. I was born heterosexual.
Pretty much. Pretty damn much.
You know what I mean?
Pretty damn much.
You're just born this way.
Oh, Kimmy Callie said something good. You got to take the good with the bad. Mm-hmm.
Yo, listen, I'm living in my bad from now on because some of y'all, that's a whole other rabbit hole. So.
Oh, no, please do indulge. We have a few minutes. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Don't get me started. I try to keep the show positive. Don't get me started.
No, you were doing so good. What's wrong? What's wrong?
Oh, quite a few things every now and then, but I'm all right.
I'm going to let you think about it for a moment. Rick, do you think it's a sin? Is it a sin in your world to be gay? I know you personally have no problem with people loving whoever they got to love. But as the Bible aficionado here in the room, as the Christian person, speaking for all Christians in the country and in the world. No, I'm just kidding.
Tell us.
Is it a sin as far as you're concerned?
It's not biblical. So
I'm sorry, you need to expand on that for us who
men shouldn't sleep with
don't.
men, women shouldn't sleep with women. It does say that. So what am I going to do? That's what it says.
In what verse? What? I mean,
I would definitely have to let anybody can look it up. Just go to the Bible and look it up.
That's in the Old Testament. I believe it's Exodus or Deuteronomy. It's also in the New Testament. I believe it's in Corinthians.
You know what? We're going to have an all-girl show with penis. Kimmy Callie, you can't get good penis without some ripples in the water. Woo, who you telling this? Oh, my Lord. Hey, Dean, I think sex and love are separate things we sometimes cross with someone, even to each individual and emotion. You know what, Dean? I'm going to agree with you. I do think sex and love are two different things. However, your attraction does not sway. Like, it doesn't matter how much I love. Well, Cynthia's my cousin, so we can't even, but just to use Andrea as an example, it doesn't matter how much I love Andrea. We never going to have sex. It's never going to happen because that's not our relationship. And neither one of us are attracted to each other in that way. However, I can have sex with my boyfriend or a guy that I know and not be in love with him. Do you know what I mean? Like, we could just have sex and I can be in love with somebody else. You know what I mean? So I agree there, if that makes sense.
Makes total sense.
Come on the show. We got to just have a girls' night on the penis. We're gonna call it that, girls' night on the penis.
Could I just say something though too? Like, so a lot of times we were talking about if you find somebody to be happy with, that's separate from who you're attracted to. Like, I've talked to gay people and they're like, female body parts, ew, gross, like totally disgusted. Just like Tony seeing two guys would be disgusted looking at two guys kissing, just as much as a gay person would be disgusted by thinking about being with a woman. And some of them are like, I tried it because it's a society, but it didn't work for me, you know? So, but if it's okay for them to say, ew, female body parts, I'm trying to keep it PG, you know, ill, don't get mad at me if I see two guys making out and I go, ugh, that kind of ill to me too.
Well, wait, that's different.
How is it different?
That's different. First of all, well, I'll say it this way, because I'm not asking if it's like public display of affection and people, like, because you said that earlier, right? Like, whether it's heterosexual, homosexual, if people are making out at the grocery store, I totally hear you. It's like, that's inappropriate. Don't do that. But somebody saying ew about people who love each other, I think is different than somebody saying, yeah, I would never want to touch somebody's breast because I'm a gay man. I think that's different. But Tony, say that out loud, what?
I love women's breasts.
Okay, that's you.
I love them in my feet.
Oh God, we gotta go down. I'll take them off.
I barely want to part with them. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I know, but you understand. But you see what I'm saying? Like that's a different kind of ew. Like, it's not like gay people are not walking around, or men who are not attracted to women are not walking around being like, ew, women, ew. Like, they're not. That's just, first of all, it's childish, and secondly, it's not the same thing. You know, look at the reason why I bring this up. Oh, let me just read what Kimmy Callie just said. I have family members that have same-sex partners. I am Christian. I don't treat them any different. I still love them. Whoever wants to sleep with whomever, that's between them and God. Fair enough. Okay, I'm gonna skip over what some people are saying. So here's what I'll say about the reason why I brought this up is because I have never seen a show. I'm gonna bring it back to the TV show. The reason why I like 9/11 so much, and it was Cynthia who introduced me to the show, is because it's the first time I've watched the show where being gay was not an issue, but it's in the show. So they don't make it such a large hoopla. It's just part of the storyline. So you see a family that has kids and they are having dinner and they love each other. And then they, one of the adults in the household has to go to the firehouse because they're a fire person. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just it wasn't made like, let's talk about the gay issue in this scene. You know what I mean? Like, let's talk about it and let's make it an issue. It's just like la-di-da-di-da, life goes on. And I thought that's where we need to get to, where people can just live their lives and it's not a big deal. And I just thought that was cool. And it's not just one gay family. And like, I text Cynthia today, I'm like, is so-and-so gay? I was so confused because one of the characters met a boyfriend and I was confused by it. So that's what I loved about the show.
It's funny because the other show, the 911 Lone Star with Rob Lowe, there's also another gay couple, male this time instead of female. There's a transgender, also firefighter, who was born female, became male, and is now a fireman. And they also deal with Muslim and drugs and stuff like that. So,
but it's a periphery, right? It's like it's just and I think that's the great stuff about storytelling. Can you tell the story of people with them having these characteristics that we just start to accept? And I think that's what I haven't seen Lone Star yet because I'd have to pay for it.
If I may, it seems like they're showing the characters of all different genders, demographics, orientations, living in harmony. That is a plus.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even living in harmony; they're just living. Because some of them are not in harmony, is what I'm saying. Some of them are not in harmony.
Well, harmony is living. You got a peaceful society because people have somebody in their life.
Yeah.
Which is what I was saying earlier. Find somebody to be happy with who feels just as happy with you, and y'all live on fine.
Here's what I'll say. The show, what was the show with? It was such a great show. It was a comic show. Will and Grace. Remember that show? It was such a great show. So the lead actor, what is his name?
Which one?
I forget his name.
Oh, the one.
Will. So good looking. My God, I've met him like so many times.
McCormick.
Yeah. Eric McCormick, right?
Yes.
Eric McCormick. Right. So he is actually heterosexual. And this is at a time when this was not a thing. Like, so he was playing a gay character and he did it brilliantly. Like, he did it brilliantly, so much so that like the LGBTQ community honored him for how he did it because he didn't treat it horribly. Jazz hands. Yeah, that's Sean Hayes. He's so great. Just Sean. What was it?
Jack.
Jack. He has a great podcast too, right? Jack and the other two there have their great show.
Karen was my favorite.
But here's my point.
Karen was my favorite.
I'm sorry?
She cracked me up.
Karen was amazing. But that show was groundbreaking in that, but it was all about being gay. Not the whole show, but it was a very important theme because we weren't ready for it to just be normal, Bobby said, I don't think I could have retired at 50 without my soulmate.
Yeah. Big ups to you, Bobby.
I love that. Congratulations on retiring. Dean said he was very acceptable. Yeah, Will. Eric McCormick. Yeah, Eric is such a beautiful guy too. He really is a beautiful soul. But anyways, that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, I just look at, I highly recommend 911. I'm glad we had this conversation. I can't believe we're already at an hour and 8 minutes. It's so funny. I feel like we just got started. You know what I'm saying? What else is going on with you guys? I'm not going to cut us off yet. Andrea, Cynthia, I feel like you guys need to talk more so I can have some clips to put on. Yell or something, be angry or say something.
Oh, I remember that.
Wow.
That's
Yes.
Oh, you said like.
I hope that drink come out your nose. Keep it up.
That's from the 80s. Khaki Lacey's from the 80s.
I'm just being funny.
Go waste your time, brah. That's right.
So, Bobby, why are you saying "brah" so much? It kind of loses.
That's his phrase. That's Bobby's phrase. That's his.
I know, but I'm just saying it loses its flavor if you do it every time, bro.
That's his thing.
That's his thing, brah.
It's his new retirement.
Is it really? Cynthia, what about you? What's going on this week for you? Anything wonderful, great?
What was your moment of joy? We didn't hear Cynthia's moment.
Cynthia's moment of joy.
Yes. So this week actually wasn't too bad. Last week was horrible, but this week wasn't too bad. And today I actually had 4 interviews with the pathology department.
Woo! Is this in the same hospital though, where you work?
It is.
I'm glad you did that. Look at Ted Hicks. I ain't even talking to you. So when do you hear, or do you have another interview afterwards? Was it back to back? Has it been over time?
It was all back to back. It literally went from 12:30 to 3 o'clock all day today.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
And they all loved you. They loved you.
They were really cool. I mean, they were very laid back and made the interview very easy, and so it was good. Yeah.
So now you know you're gonna have to give us the update.
I will
When
definitely
do
give
you
you an
find
update.
out though? I mean, that would be cool if you, because as everyone knows on the show, because it's all about Cynthia. Cynthia wants to work with dead bodies, and so she's been trying to get her foot in the door. And even though we've tried to use some of our connections who have said that they would help you, and they never responded. I ain't gonna say names, but we know who it is. What's his name?
Which
I forgot
one?
his name. Mr. Ed, right?
Which name?
Mr. Ed.
Which one do you want? All these people with multiple names. I don't know what to call anybody anymore.
But people names anyway, Ed or whoever, whatever his name was, he said he was going to help and connect with Cynthia. He never did, and I'm gonna throw it out there on the show because you know what? One thing I can't stand is when people say they're going to do something and they don't show up and actually do it. That's bullshit. I can't stand that. But anyway, Cynthia, I'm so proud of you and I'm so happy. And whatever happens, I told you in the text today, I was like, I just love that you are going to keep pursuing what it is you want to do, no matter what.
Absolutely.
Woo. Tony, what you got going on? Can you give us some positivity? Just some.
I actually thought about it. It's not positive. I will tell you that I actually did get a few medical appointments out the way, but I actually have a new reason to lose weight because when I went to the dentist a couple of days ago, my blood pressure was entirely too high, even for my own standards.
Yeah.
So I'm going to slow myself down. Actually, I know y'all was talking about me grabbing liquor or whatever. No, I've been drinking a lot of water and trying to cut down on my meals because I didn't even have no coffee that day, but I went to the dentist and my blood pressure was 177 or 118.
Oh.
And I was like, what do you mean it's 177 or 118? I said, I know I'm borderline. I've been borderline about 30 years. I'm normally like 130 over 90 or something like that. They were like, I was like, okay, let me sit down for a minute. So I sat down. Still, I never dropped below 170 for the diastolic number, which is not good. I know that myself. So I'm just making some changes. I got to drop my weight. I'm at my limit as far as how much I would ever say I would weigh. And now I need to drop about 30 or 40 pounds, which I'll be working on.
But is it about dropping weight or is it about, I mean, dropping weight is probably important, but isn't it also about what we eat on it? Like you eat a lot of fast food. I'm not trying to be judgy.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
All
Because
of
I
that
destroy fast food
all the time and all that oil.
I destroy fast food, but I also know I'm getting older. I'm not eating as much as you all see me, and it might be the second time that day that
the coffee can do it too.
You know what's crazy, Cynthia? I didn't have any that day. That's what's bothering me. I did not have any coffee.
So I haven't had coffee in 2 years. And I used to drink coffee every day. 2 years without coffee, and my blood pressure has definitely gotten a lot.
We have to end the show right now.
I'm ready to have a cup of coffee.
I'm having palpitations. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having palpitations.
And I normally do drink coffee. My blood pressure may be 130 over 90 or something like that. I've gone there. I need to calm down. When I saw that 177, I said, "Yeah, let me chill out." I'm not big on the fried foods as much as I used to be. As much as you see me eat, you also know I eat somewhat healthy. I'll get a salad in a minute. I'll get a steak with some vegetables. It's not always fried foods or high sugar foods. Do I do a lot of candy? Yes, but I'm cutting myself down on a lot of. I've definitely cut down on the liquor more than people realize because I'll be honest with you. The last time I showed that I had a Crown Royal bottle was the last time I actually had Crown. And that's been about 2-3 months. I haven't even had as much beer as I normally drink when I don't drink liquor. So to me, I know.
You're drinking right now?
No, I'm drinking water right now, honestly.
I don't know if I'm just going to tell you the truth. I don't know. I think you'll need to do an overall.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to prove it. I'm about to say, I'm about to hold the camera over the cup.
Look at, do you know what I'm drinking right now? Do you know what this is?
No. Looks like milk.
Milk? What kind of brown milk do you drink?
What is that?
Iced
coffee. Is that a White Russian?
It's iced coffee. A White Russian? What's in a White Russian?
It looks like that sometimes.
Actually, this is decaf. But Andrea knows. Andrea, what do I have in my cabinet in the kitchen? You were a little bit thrown. I live by myself, right? I have visitors, but I live by myself. In my cabinet, when you walk in the left-hand side, I have like at least minimum 10 different types of coffee.
You know what's crazy? I'm going to put this to you, I don't put coffee in the house.
Oh, no, but here's the thing. I only drink 2 cups of coffee before 6 a.m. After that, I don't drink it. Now, this is decaf. And it's iced coffee, and there's still a little caffeine in it, but I just wanted the flavor. I love coffee.
Blasphemy. Decaf coffee is blasphemy.
It's not. I like the flavor. I can't drink caffeine at night because I won't go to sleep. It'll just mess with me.
But I got to do something to correct my blood pressure. I attribute it to my weight. I also attribute it to my breathing issue that I've had during allergy season.
Your what?
breathing issues.
Oh, breathing. I thought you said my bougie issues. Like,
I am nowhere near bougie right now. Trust me.
liquor before beer, never fear.
Never fear. I hear you.
Ted, you had an invite to come up on the show, so I'm kind of offended that you're over here in the comment section because you should just come
Ted
up
hasn't
and
even really been broadcasting. He's been busy. He has.
He's not busy. He'd be lazy. I'm just gonna
No,
say he can come up.
lazy.
He can come up for 5 minutes and say shalom. He can come up for 5 minutes and say hello. I'm just saying, I would do it for him.
Bobby, if you want to weigh in, 6'2", 250 right now.
Is that normal? 6'2", 250?
No,
What do you want to be?
If it was all muscle, yes. I've been 6'2", 245. I'm pretty lean with it. I have. When I dropped down to 220, I actually got complimented a lot more. So I know it's in my gut. I just got to drop my stomach.
How did you feel? Like, what is your goal to feel good? Like, I'll tell you this. I don't care what I weigh, but if I can't walk up the stairs here at least 3 times, I'm miserable. Like,
my goal would
like
be
there's stairs that we have here that everybody works out on in Santa Monica Beach. And I used to be able to go up those 5 times, up and down, up and down. And after my surgery and then the past couple of years, it's been like I go up it and I'm like, I'm near death because I'm so out of shape. You know what I mean? But now I'm doing so much better now that I got my thyroid thing on point, whatever. So I went up 3 times today. It was awesome.
I got a question for you. All jokes aside, when you go up the stairs and you're exhausted, is it your breathing?
So let's be clear what we're talking about stairs. We're not talking about regular stairs. We're talking about workout stairs. Like they're really, I don't know how to explain it, Andrea, because I guess people who don't live in California don't know what the stairs are.
They're steep and there's a lot of them.
Is it like the Rocky movie?
It's not like
the Rocky
stairs.
Rocky. Like,
it's a decent flight of stairs. It's a decent flight of stairs.
Yeah, and you go up them and it's a workout. You go up them, you go
it's
down.
Like hundreds of steps.
Yeah, it's not like I can go up regular stairs. That's not a problem. But because I had my hip surgery and I had some issues with my thyroid, I got really out of shape. And during COVID, the whole thing is just kind of like, and so trying to get back in shape has been hard and that's when I knew I was in trouble. I couldn't even get up half the stairs. I'm like, oh my God.
That sounds like a breathing issue. That's why I'm asking, honestly.
It's a workout endurance thing. It's like you got to get back in shape.
An aerobic issue. Cardio.
An aerobic.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Again, I don't need to be here. Andrea's here for me, speaking for me. Thank you very much.
Listen to me. I will tell you, I do literally walk about 1.5 miles a day just with work alone. I could almost promise you I put away at least 2 miles a day.
Okay, but I put away like 6 miles a day. What do you mean 2 miles a day?
Nobody's app. I'm responding to the comments. There you go. One up in me.
How much do you guys walk a day? Do you guys walk a lot a day? I wear a Fitbit, so I know how much I walk at least a day.
I walk a lot, and I'm also contorting my body a lot with my job.
Oh, that sounds
yeah. I do a lot of
contorting. What?
Yeah, because my job, I gotta like work my way into things and all that. So it sounds a little,
What is Ted doing? Do I have to hit him?
He's responding to a comment on another show.
Is he?
Who is the ultimate co-host of movie trivia and irrelevant facts?
I think Ted Hicks.
Oh, he sent himself.
I think that's who.
Ted, you need to just come up. I emailed you. You can come up for 5 minutes. I will stay on the show for another 10 minutes for you to come up and say hi.
You ain't that busy. Can you
send him? He ain't busy. He over here talking smack in the comments because he ain't got the huevos to come up in person and say the shit to my face.
Wow.
But what's the Rick? Can you send him the thing? I eat 1 bowl of Wheaties is Wheaties still a thing?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Wasn't Bruce Jenner on the cover of Wheaties?
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
All right. Well, Ted, you're going to come up. Somebody sent Ted the link. Rick, are you sending Ted the link? I sent it to him already.
Carl, you're glitching a little bit, just so you know too.
I did. I glitched. Tell me.
Easy there, Bobby. Easy.
I'm paying a lot of money, so.
Yeah, you're glitching.
I'm glitching a lot?
No, I don't.
You're not the only one. Trust me. That happened to me. When that happened to me, I was mad. So I understand where you're glitching.
Am I glitching to you, Cynthia and Rick and Andrea?
No.
Just stop.
Tony, I think it's you, bad, but hey, just kidding. No, thank you for telling me because these guys, Rick, have you noticed that they've changed the whole format? They've changed everything. I was using it with Andrea today.
I have the same old one.
No, they've changed it. There's a whole
email.
So like now when your guests come on, they're on the right-hand side. And it's actually better because it's smaller, but you can see each person. And then over here is all the different ways you can put comments up. You can put all this stuff. I haven't played with that yet, but is Ted trying to
email sent out last week? I think it was. I think it's like Restream 2.0 or something like that. It did some changes.
It's the AI thing. It's AI something.
Good Lord. Okay.
So I want to throw it back to Andrea, and then I want to talk to Cynthia because I need some more bites so I can put them on the show.
Sure.
Andrea, can we talk a little bit about work? I know we talked a little bit about it before we came online, but where are you at? What's happening and what's going on in the future? And I know what you're excited about.
Well, today I came home from my monthly trip out to Iowa, and so that was my moment of joy, getting in my car at the airport and just being like, thank God.
Thank God.
And I don't have to go back for at least 3 months. So they're in a pretty decent
Wait, you said September. Is September only 3 months away? No. What are we in, May? June,
3-4
July,
months
August,
away.
Yeah.
4. Okay.
I mean, I'd have to start planning it in August, but anyway, so that's what's happening with, with work. But I am like,
But you're going to Europe in June, which is why we're trying to
I'm
figure
going
out.
to, yes, yeah. I'm taking the kids to the UK and Paris and Germany.
She's a horrible mother. I just want you to know. Tell, right? It's just a horrible thing to do to your children to have to take them. So that's why we were trying to schedule when we can hang out because it's been such a long time. But I mean, I think that's what's great about friendships, right? Like people always ask me questions, and there are times we don't see each other for months or we don't talk all the time, but we're good because when we do hang out, it's like it was just yesterday. There's no drama and like, I can't believe you didn't call me.
Right.
Tony, we can see you. You're fine. You don't have to apologize. Love you.
Doing this.
No, shoot. Andrea was talking. They just started acting up, and I was looking like,
It's you, yeah.
I think it's
It's
you.
fine.
It's
Am I-
I
your-
think it's you, baby.
It seems fine.
But you're fine here. Like I haven't
Yeah.
seen you glitched at all on our end. So maybe what you're interpreting or
and
whatever.
it's independent cameras that are glitching. I'm noticing that.
I think it's on you. It's not us. We all see each other clearly, perfectly well.
I'm gonna watch the replay and see how it looks.
Okay, you do that, baby. But
I
here's
do.
what I was going to say about friendships and relationships in general. I think that's kind of like when I think of my great friendships, it's not because I talk to them every day or I'm with them every day or I go out to eat with them or see them all the time. It's that when we are together, the time is so quality and it doesn't feel like we missed a step. That's the best part of friendship. Now, if I could find that in a man that wasn't needy, that didn't, then it'd be perfect. but I love that. I think it's the same thing with Cynthia, who actually is my cousin. And Cynthia, I think you and I, we just never have any issues. We talk when we do. And like, we might not text for a few days or a few weeks, but then when we do, it's fine. And we'll do a video chat thing and we laugh for a couple of hours and it's no drama. Is it just with me or is that normal for you guys? I want it to be all about me. I'm
the common denominator here.
I think because I'm me. No. But don't you think that all my relationships that are important to me are like that? They're not high drama. And if they are, I cut them out. So I'm curious for both of you, Andrea and Cynthia, Andrea to go first. How is it for you?
Yeah, that's kind of a requirement for me because as you know, I'm a bit of a flake, right? So I need people who aren't going to be
What's up, Ted?
dramatic about
Let's just say hi to Ted first. How you doing, baby? I'm so glad you came up for a few minutes.
I missed the email. I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. I always send you an email, but I never pressure you by then tagging you or texting you because I just assume if you want to come on, you'll come on. I'm going to let Andrea finish her.
Yes, Andrea, I'm so sorry. Tell us about Iowa.
No, I was just agreeing with you that it's, if someone's going to be upset and have, bring a bunch of drama about how often we're talking or, all those kinds of things or make it feel like, I need to give them some kind of special attention. That's just, I can't really do that. You know what I mean?
It's too much work.
Yeah. Like it's got to be easy.
Yeah. Cynthia, what about you?
But the same way. I mean, like me and my friends, we don't talk every day. We barely talk once a month, but when we do talk, it's quality time. Same with my sisters. There'll be times I'll get into a little argument or there's a bunch of drama in their lives and we won't talk for a couple of weeks, but then when we get back together, it's all good.
That's after you've had therapy with me. Because I have to hear about the drama that you had with your sisters, right? Right. And it's so funny because Cynthia's so cute. She's like, I hate them. I don't want to talk to them. And then I'm like, you love them. You're going to talk to them this big. It's okay. That's what family does. But since Ted is in the house, baby, how you doing? What's going on? Where have you been? Where is Late Night Parents? Give us the scoop.
We're coming up next. Once you release
Tony
from his engagement, he can then come on and jump on with us. And all of you guys are invited. Always.
Okay, but Ted, you're so putting that on me. You have not been on for weeks. Don't do that, my brother. Where have you been? I know you're busy with work and stuff, but Come on, don't put that on me. I'm not keeping Tony. He can leave at any motherfucking time. You know that's true. We love him.
Tony feels obligated. We talk about it all the time about this show and how Late Night Parents is here. All about the joyous.
Wow.
I don't know. Tony seems happier over here than he does over on your show.
I mean, we are on a regular basis as opposed to other people's shows. Just saying.
Right?
Okay. Got it. But no, just and enjoying life day by day and just daytime work and other projects I'm working on, and it's not enough time in a day.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you do it, Carmen, with the multiple projects and everything. That's a discussion we're gonna have offline.
Well, no, I'll tell you quickly. I think this is the only thing that gives me, Andrea knows this. There is no happiness in my job. You know what I mean? So the reason why I do this is because I think it keeps me sane. I like doing this and doing the clips, and I'll stay up till 3 a.m. and do them so that the social media can go out or whatever. But I think it's what fuels me to be. I would not work if I had enough money. Like if you would give me money, because I know you have a big trust fund. If you would give me money, I would not work, and I'd only work on this. But you're so cheap. You know what I mean? You're cheap, Ted. You're cheap. But yeah, that's the only reason why I do it. But I'm not married either with kids. Remember that.
Kids and grandkids now.
Wow, that's what I'm saying. That's the problem right there. Not problem, that's your joy. But I'm saying that's why I have what we would make. I'm not going to call it extra time because I made my decisions, you made yours. You know what I mean? But what people don't understand is when you don't have children and you don't have those responsibilities, there is a different allotment of time that's allowed for me to do this other thing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
True.
So.
But it's good. It's you guys do with your continuity. It's really good for me because I get to watch you guys. Either as I'm commuting on the train in the morning or just listening to the pod.
Yeah, I appreciate you supporting us so much. I do. And when I have more time, I'm going to update the website and have some swag and whatever, and hopefully we can move forward. It's just been a crazy time. So trust me, I understand. But we miss you. We love having you on, and I send you a link every week. I send a lot of people the link every week because I think if you want to come on, you can come on. I'm never going to pressure people.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a neighborhood hangout. You stop by. You know what I mean? You stop by whenever you want. So there's no pressure, Ted. I'm just messing with you, But
I will tell you this because I know everyone's been on for a while. Your audio podcast with the trip that you went on, fantastic. I felt like I was there.
Oh, really?
I did. I mean, I actually pulled up and looked up the hotel you were at. I was just like, really?
Right.
I'm like,
wow.
And I'm sitting there looking at, and it's like 3 stars or 3.5 stars or 4 stars, whatever like that. And I was like, really?
Yeah.
So that was helpful.
That's Barcelo Hotel. Never stayed at any Barcelo Hotel ever.
Right.
But yeah, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Again, I know people get upset when I talk about this, but for me, I'm in awe of it. We have over 550 followers on LinkedIn. And I don't know if any of you know, it's hard to get LinkedIn people that's on the live stream. That's on the, you know what I mean? That's pretty cool. And the podcast is crazy cool. Like I have so many followers and I'm shook by it. And I kind of like it. Like I don't have like millions of followers or anything, but for our little thing that we're just doing this, it's kind of cool. So, and I know we have regular I was telling Rick the other day, I said, Rick, I have to post it at 3 a.m. my time on Sundays because if I don't, there are 2 people, no matter what, every Sunday morning when I get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning that have already listened to the show. So for them, I make sure it is posted at 3 a.m. because I'm sure they're on the East Coast listening to it, So I kind of love that, So thank you for your support. I appreciate you.
No. And just you guys are making an impact in people's lives. I don't know if it's positive or negative with tonight's topic, but
because we were talking about penises.
Oh boy, here we go.
It is part of the anatomy, Mr. Hicks.
Yes, I know, but I was cringing in the background seeing Tony just kind of, he's ducking and dodging and he's trying to answer it. He's thinking about all the people that are on LinkedIn that are connected to his LinkedIn. I'm like, Tony, no.
I just saw those messages.
What messages? Oh, no, I'm sorry.
We're chatting in the back. No, you're fine. We were chatting in the back.
Hey, listen, it's a neighborhood chat. We're going to talk about whatever's going on.
No, it was good. It was good. It was really good.
It was fun.
it's good to have those type of discussions. I think they're just needed between men and women.
Yes.
Look at
but you do need to do a girl show. You do.
We do need to do a girl show. Here's the thing. I think I'm trying to look at trends. I'm trying to learn more about the background part of learning about my show, right? So what I'm noticing is whenever we talk about relationships, we have a really higher margin. But I also think it's because it's a much more fun topic for everyone to talk about relationships. I don't want to make all about the joy, all about relationships all the time, but and I don't want to have shows that are always about negativity and fighting and argument. Like that's not what All About the Joy is. But I'm also starting to understand people like to listen to on the podcast things that matter to them. And I think we all care about relationships. We all care about love in our lives. We all care about joy, happiness, and how we can bring that into our lives more. And I think if this show can be a little catalyst for that, I'm all for it, you know?
And we all have relationships.
Two last comments. Two last comments. You have two different audiences. Your audio and your two totally different audiences. You got to keep that in mind. Yeah,
for sure. Well, that's why I spend so much time editing the podcast. Why we needed Tony to have Cynthia stop by and drop off his mic, because it really helps. But you said two comments. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, and the second one was, I was waiting for you guys to say your highest rated shows when we did the collab shows.
Listen, there's no doubt. I'm going to tell you this for sure. There is no doubt when we have a lot of people on the show, I get a lot of high audio, the audio, especially for some. And I would think that'd be confusing to listen to all these different people, but people like that. People like when there's a lot of people.
The banter.
The other highest listen to show on the podcast is still my goddaughter and me on, I think we were 18 minutes or something.
Yes.
Because it was like, talking to a Gen Z person about living with the hellish parents she has or whatever.
Yes.
That's still way up there. And then this Barcelo hotel thing seems to have ticked the nerve, but
grown legs.
Because I posted it. The bed.
No pun intended, but grown legs.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So
people are just itching to hear about it.
Listen.
People are itching to hear about it,
Yes. Here's the thing.
We were talking about it in the chat. And I was like, well, what happened? What happened?
Oh, really?
And some unknown people were like, hey, this is what happened. And I was like, well, where is it? Yeah. And so the unknown people were like,
yeah. Listen, I just want the show to still be as organic as possible. So I don't want to force ourselves to do anything. I'm just trying to learn more about trends, trying to learn more about, because I told you I'll have a 3-year plan. And what I would like to do is knock out one of my clients, which I have to be careful of because now I realize all my clients know about my show and they also listen, which is kind of cool.
And you don't mean physically knock out. You mean
it's a good thing.
Remove.
No. But I would really like to be able to supplement in some way, shape, or form a legit little bit of income from this, if at all possible, and also pay some people for the work that they do. That, Rick and Tony being on the show is really helpful. I'd love to give them a little cash. Cynthia and Andrea, fuck you, because but then I'm just saying. It would be great, to be able to do something in a more professional manner. And there's so many people doing content creation that I really encourage anyone who's listening to the show. There is a new world out there to be able to make money using the internet and using content creation, using all social media. It's a lot of work, but it can be done,
Definitely.
So I love that you came on, Ted. Thank you so much.
Oh, please. What are you talking about?
Missed you. I'm glad you were here.
I'm up. I wasn't asleep. I wasn't working. So here's the last thing. You had emailed me last week and you mentioned you were in the office early. And I was extremely busy, but I wanted to text you back that, hey, I'm in the office. I was in the office 4 a.m. your time.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm awake at 4, so that's not a problem. But go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I just didn't want to be that type of person to send that message and burn, and then you jump up and then you cursing me out.
I would never. Okay, so if anyone who doesn't know, I usually get up at 4:30 Pacific time because I have also clients I have to deal with in other countries. So me answering emails as quickly as possible matters. But also, I'm a morning person. Unfortunately, most of my friends are not. I won't talk about anyone in the room. No one in the room at all. I don't mean anyone in the room. But I've always been a morning person. I'm not a nighttime person, which was weird when I was younger because we would always go to the clubs. And I don't know about when you guys were growing up, but people started getting ready at like 9 and 10 o'clock to go to the clubs. And I'd be like, oh my God, I just want to go to sleep. Like I'd be ready to go to bed. So yeah, you could have texted me. And even if you text me and I'm not awake or whatever, I would get it at like 6 or 7 a.m. because that's when my phone turns on anyway. Like I don't have my phone on. So.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you could have texted me back. I don't mind. I'll read it when I read it. You're not going to wake me up or anything. So
I know now.
You know now. But I don't get mad at you when you don't respond. I get you. You respond when you need to. And, you know, like if it's an emergency, I know you will respond because I'll say, really important, please respond. But we're good. Right. You're not feeling bad, are you? Oh, no. Okay. You're just telling me. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just telling you.
No, I wasn't even thinking anything of it. I just miss you.
I miss you too.
Cool. All right, we're on the same page. All right, are you going to go on now?
You know, we're on the same page. Come on.
By the way, thank you.
We're family.
Are you going to go on now? Thank
you for your appreciation of X-Men 97, by the way. Just had to throw that in there.
Oh, fuck. Please, can we not?
Someone's got to on this panel. Everyone else is like,
they all look at me and Andrea, the only people who don't give a shit about X-Men, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, is your show coming on right now?
Tony, are we coming on live?
It's going to be quick if I get up there.
Okay, let's do it quick. All right, hey, everyone, thank you for stopping by and listening to All About the Joy. I appreciate everyone here. Andrea, Rick, Tony, Cynthia, Ted, thank you for stopping by. Remember, it's all about the joy. And thank you, everyone, for stopping by. We'll see you next week. Bye, everyone. Thanks for stopping by All About the Joy. Be better and stay beautiful, folks. Have a sweet day.